All right, so I promised a story time some time ago. So let's talk about this. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tremaine. Um, I used to run a financial planning firm and I let it go. I decided that I did not want to offer services anymore, and I could not make myself want to do it, even though I was good at relationships and helping clients out, mapping out what they wanted to do, and allowing their finances to help them get there. So over the past, like the last 18 months or so, I started introducing like education things to try to fill the void. I wanted to teach about money. I didn't really want to be a money manager. I didn't like the weight of being responsible for the growth of people's money. It's a heavy weight. And so I also didn't like that. I always felt like I should be working, right? When you are building a business and you're trying to reach goals, there's always something to do. And I didn't like that. And though I do value entrepreneurship, I needed to create a business where I didn't always feel like I had to be on. And so I decided to completely stop offering services altogether. No financial planning, no advice, nothing. And so I decided that I was going back into education. And so I'm probably the only person who started in financial services, went to the classroom, was like, oh wow, teachers really do not make any money. Went back into financial services and realized the reason I left in the first place was because I'm supposed to teach. And so now I'm back in the classroom. I've already been back a full year, right? About to go into the next school year. I'm actually teaching summer school, which has been amazing, by the way. And through all of this, I realized that when you have been gifted with a skill set that is undeniable, you will always come up against friction and resistance when you try to move outside the will of God. And so it was so attractive to be one of the only Black woman-owned registered investment advisory firms in the country, and to be doing it so young. I felt like I had this chip on my shoulder, and the ambition, the drive to try to grow and build this thing was like, yes, it totally could be me. And just realizing that that's actually not the life I want. I do want to impact thousands, if not millions of people, but that is not the avenue that it's going to happen. I am a phenomenal teacher. I'm a great coach. And I think that this is the lane I was intended to be in all of this time. And running a firm, building a business, experiencing the weight and the pressure of managing money has better prepared me to serve better as a teacher who wants all of her students to succeed, and as a coach who wants to set athletes up so that they're going to school for free or going to their next step in life for free, and being able to connect them to resources. Because before I was running my own firm, I didn't know a tenth of the things I have learned. And so now I'm much more equipped, better positioned to provide them access to opportunities and resources, and most importantly, to figure out a way to do stuff that entrepreneurship taught me. And I think, wow, sometimes I get frustrated, that I took this long path to come back into education. I picked up some skills that I absolutely needed, and it was required to be part of the story, part of the journey, part of the testimony, right? And for that, I am grateful. And so now I'm a little bit excited because all the frustration, why things weren't working out the way I wanted them to, is starting to make sense, right? And so as I have been learning to release control and let God do God things, you get a small glimpse of the why. And it's like, okay, I may not see the full staircase, but I can take one more step. And so that's where we are. And what prompted me to go ahead and make this video today is I'm outside walking and I feel no stress, no pressure to cut my walk short. And that would not have been the case had I been still running my financial planning firm. We need to pause. I gotta take a picture of my mile marker. Okay, so that is my story time. I no longer run my firm. I no longer offer any one-on-one services. I am a teacher, educator, coach. I'm gonna teach, right? And if I know something, I'll share. But please don't try to get me to manage your money. I love you, but no. The era is done. We out, y'all.